Mohammed's hospitality in Amsterdam got me fully recharged. I planned the Netherlands crossing to be a chance to reconnect, to visit some old friends, giving some additional meaning to this small epopee of mine. Let me introduce you to my cousin Michele. He has always been the cousin who was living away, first Milan, US, Japan, Netherlands, and our friendship is based on a couple of childhood vacations together. As a joke, he wrote, "Maybe I'll join you too with my terrible bike." And he did, bringing along his self-deprecating humor and a glass bottle that of course got abandoned within the first 10 minutes. We headed to the famous Dutch dunes. We biked to The Hague and to Aurelia, one of the few friends from my studies who stayed in the Netherlands. You know that feeling when you're just sure something great is going to happen, and because of that you cannot avoid smiling and singing, the belly gets warm and you feel like running is the minimum acceptable pace to go places? I often get this when I go home. And finally I entered Rotterdam. Jamie, Cami, Piero and all the others. It was as great as I had dreamt it. And here is a brief interruption with a tent building tutorial. Okay, back to the story. I finally got a bike routine. Coffee, food, some diary writing became a must of each riding day. And I thought I went cycling to get rid of routines. I descended the Netherlands mostly along the coast. We're about to cross Neeltje, which I will read more about once I arrive tonight, but it's very famous because it's a prime example of how the Dutch built all these dams and all these canals and everything to block the water, and now we're basically on a strip of land that is completely man-made from what I understand. I'm gonna check more tonight, but I wanted to record this before we cross it. I visited cities I never paid much attention to. After a great night drinking with warm shower hosts Tina and Brecht, it was time for Belgium. Past border, Netherlands to Belgium. I almost missed it. You know, I was talking about beginning of routines. Well, I took a small break right away as Flo joined me again in Bruges. We got hosted by Tom and we also went cycling with him. We are in Bruges. We had an amazing host yesterday night and we're a bit slow at leaving this morning because we're visiting a church, but we are now gonna go to Ghent. Hopefully we have lunch in Ghent already. I'm not sure if it's halfway through, and then we're gonna reach Brussels tonight. This time we found a better pace and we took our time to explore Bruges and Ghent. Rain still followed us though, and we had the wettest and most dangerous entrance to Brussels, where Francesco hosted us. We left the city to head to Tournai and then to France.
Good morning. We have slept in an amazing camping that was in a farm. We are the border between Belgium and France. As you can see, I'm not sure, it's a bit dark, but Flo is prepping his stuff. We just left the place, but he's still prepping some things. We're now gonna look for a bakery and make our way to Tournai first, and then we will see from there. So it's 30k. Flo is done.
I've been waiting for hours to get ready this morning.
Yeah.
The arrival of summer made it easier to visit castles and abbeys, villages and some more castles.
We are currently in a supermarket parking lot and Florian is doing the groceries. I'm very curious to see what he will come out with. But yeah, as I said, we haven't managed to do many videos because we kind of overslept, or I don't know, we chilled too long in the tent waiting for the sun to reach us and dry all our stuff and then we realized nothing was dry. So we had a super late start this morning.
Well, let me change the music to something more fitting. Entering Paris, after passing the confusing biking path around La Défense, had all the grandeur we expected. We followed Champs-Élysées, took bad pictures at Arc de Triomphe, and headed for a well-deserved beer. I had a bit of a camera rejection in the city. We rested, joined the birthday of a friend, and just had more food.
And since she was so kind to let us stay here, we, as in Neeltje, are cleaning the entire flat.
This is the Santini cleaning. I should be sponsored.